This episode of SESSLER'S Something is brought to you by Slim Jim. Okay, just so you know, today's holiday. If you're seeing this the day it goes up, I'm actually not in the office. This was taped on a Friday. Ooh, wormhole. Also, I'm about to head to New York to see what Sony is going to announce. I've already kind of talked about that, but with the sense that we're on the cusp of a next generation, I wanted to talk about some of the things I dream of seeing happen in this next generation. It's almost kind of like my little gripey list of things that happens in games, but I've been playing so many more lately since I've been here at Rev 3 that these matters have been standing out. So, number one, okay, the collision required to be able to pick an object up off of the ground in a game, this has got to be fixed. Okay, every time like I see the weapon that I want, but I have to kind of stand right around it in this very particular way to be able to get the icon to come up, then I have to hold it down, then I realize I was holding the wrong weapon, that I had to give up, and then I'm running around again. Think for a second, if the camera could pull back, what a pathetic display of incompetence that would look like out there on the battlefield. There's got to be something a little more elegant. My idea, and granted, I'm not a designer, so don't get me wrong, is that you can walk over it and you have an option for like 20 seconds that's up on screen for you to select that weapon and then remove whichever one you want from your inventory. This idea that in the heat of a battle, when some of the cool parts is that you can pick up a weapon and attack someone with it, it's made into such an arduous task that you just wait until everybody's dead and then go around looking for your loot. Anyway, that's number one. Number two. Okay, there's something that happens to me all the time in shooters, and maybe it's me, maybe I completely suck, but I should be able to walk over certain objects and not just get caught up on the geometry all the time. We have these beautifully designed levels that give these spaces that look like they're lived in or they were once lived in and now they've been burned up and they're all destroyed and everything. But there are these knickknacks and doodads and wabajibis that are hanging around. And sometimes I'm trying to move around or sneak or run to someone to shoot them or run away. And I get stuck on these things. It drives me completely crazy. I have no idea if there's a solution for this. Also, the whole backing up thing, I almost think that we should be able to fall over objects that you run into rather than just kind of stand there trying to figure out how you've organized yourself there. Yeah, we need to have gameplay that actually matches up with the wonderful geometry that we're now seeing in games. All right, number three, load times. I hate them. And you know what? They actually have more of an impact on games than just kind of, oh my God, I have to sit here getting through it. It really does seem to undermine experimentation. When you're punished with some long load time to get back into the game, you do play the game more cautiously. And so games that are trying to give you opportunities of do it your own way, well, you kind of just want to do it the way that won't make you die, and then you end up with a load screen. It really is one of the most disincentivizing aspects of games. I don't think there's any developer out there that is like, oh wow, I can't wait for our load screen, but we have new tech. And if that new tech allows for things to just be streamed in and we don't deal with our loads, oh, that'd be so nice. 4, swimming levels. They don't work. They never will work. I don't care if the next gen brings some kind of crystalline tube that allows for VR signals to go right into your brain. Swimming levels will still suck. And number 5, I like something new. We already know there's going to be some new IPs, but I just really hope that these new IPs really embrace doing something fresh and different. Hell, it could be an old game that just completely violates what its tradition was. But yeah, I think all of us have been feeling kind of this strain of the cost of games requiring people to have to play it really safe and just iterate. I just want those new games. But more importantly, it's not just on the developers and the publishers to put those new games out here. It's upon us to take a chance, to try to get behind something that might be a little bit uncertain. It may not be completely perfect, but it's doing something so interesting, so innovative that you want to encourage it and see it done better the next time down the road. That's going to be the healthiest aspect for our industry, because you know what? Games are probably going to cost more money to make, at least initially, for this next generation, as people are going through all the R&D and figure out how to make it work on that console. So, I guess we're all in it together. All I can say is, oh my God, I can't wait to talk about something new. Okay, it's question time. Let's have a little fun here, because I don't know what's going to happen in New York. I'm going to answer a question about what I think about what's going to happen in New York, and we can all watch this and have a good chuckle if I'm completely wrong, which, I'm fully capable of completely being absolutely wrong. The question is from Danny Cantu. Hopefully that's your name. I rarely get to see names. Hey Adam, Do you think that the retirement of the DualShock controller is a good idea? And what are your thoughts about the leaked pics of the new controller that came out yesterday? Yesterday actually being yesterday to me, not yesterday to you. Oh, it's so difficult. Time, worlds colliding. I don't think the DualShock should be retired. It is a controller that many of us learned how to play games on. At the same time, I've never been a huge fan of the PS3 controller because it's so light, and I like something that's a little bit more heft. And yes, I lean a little bit more towards the 360 controller because I'm not a big fan of the sticks that are on the same plane. Having said that, that is a matter of personal preference. I don't think there's something fundamentally flawed with the DualShock controller. Now, looking at the leaked pics, that already seems to be dealing with that sense of heft. It looks like it's heavier. Maybe it is a prototype, or it's what's only being used with the dev kits, but it looks like it has a little bit more girth, something grabbable. I also have to say, if that's what it is, I like the idea that the touch area is so small. It's less just the aesthetics of it, but also kind of conveys the sense that this is something that is being made optional to game developers out there. It is something that can be incorporated into games, but it is not the point of identification for the controller or for the system. That shows a level of maturity that is in stark contrast to the 6-axis revelation almost 10 years ago, which was painful to watch. All right, let's see if it's got motion. Let's see if it's got touchscreen. Let's see if it's still called DualShock, whatever it is. Oh my God, we're gonna be talking about it.